Hello and welcome to another session of Me Programming Daily. Thanks for joining me tonight. Let's transition to the code view and let's look at the code. This session I would like to devote to another issue that I created last weekend, and it's going to be this thing. So I tried to explain it during my last session, but I'm not sure if I succeeded. So in case I missed the mark or you didn't see the last session, what I want to do with this issue is, see here we have the list of paths. What I would like to do is to, maybe let's make it a bit larger. So if we were going to rebalance this by hand, and maybe there's a better document to do this in. Here, this should be better. Well, not really. If we were to rebalance this by hand, we would go top to bottom of the graph, and we can see that the first row of all paths is already aligned. Same as second row, same as third row. Now, fourth row is where the complications start. And just not to focus too much on implementing a correct or even functional algorithm of rebalancing the graph, I would like to, at the very least, be able to determine which icons in all these paths we have here will potentially shift around. And when I say shift around, we can only shift icons down by injecting valence points. So for example, row 4 contains 4 icons identified by a name 4, coincidentally, in paths 1, 2, 3, 4. And in paths 5, 6, 7, 8, at the same index or in the same row, we have icon identified by name 6. So we know, without even further looking at the remainder of the rows, that either icon 4 or icon 6 will need to move. So this is what I would like to focus on today. In this sort of balance paths markdown, I would like to provide some sort of visual indication that icon 6 or icon 4 might potentially move down the graph. Now, in future sessions, we will probably start looking further into the graph as we identify those icons to be potentially shifted in order to determine whether it should be 4 or whether it should be 6 that should be moved down. But that's in future sessions. For now, we can take our time. So let's dive into the code. I have a pretty good idea how I want to do this. So let's see if it's a good idea. I hope you're having a nice evening. I'm certainly enjoying this relaxed time just for myself, where I can just focus on coding and I can wind down. So CodeRabbit we don't need. It probably would be smart to check out a new branch for this. Now, we all know what the most difficult part of this is going to be, and it is probably going to be to decide on a markdown emoji. To indicate icons that will potentially shift. So we're potentially looking for an arrow down icon. But just not to overthink it, let's just pick a random icon. And today I want to nail down the algorithm that will help us establish which icons could potentially move. So we produce the whole row to be added to our markdown table in here. So it is here where we'll have to implement some sort of logic that determines whether icons should be moved or not. So in a very simplistic shape of an algorithm I have in mind, we should determine whether all values are the same. All icons are the same. If they are, none of them get decorated with an emoji or with a symbol. Let's call it a symbol. If there's more than one type of or more than one name of icon in a row, it means that all of them can potentially shift. So this function for now does not need to be performant. It just needs to be easy on the eye. I should be able to easily reason about what it's supposed to achieve. So let's do a fold here. Let's see if we can do. So I think a dictionary or a map would be good here. So for now, just not to mess up this function, let's do this. What kind of namespace is that? I'll insert it as last. It doesn't really matter all that much. I'm going to format it anyway. And now an insert. So technically we don't really care about values. We only care about keys. I should probably make this larger. And here we only really care about the icon name. And the value can be whatever. So let's return and now, out of curiosity, let's just call it. We don't need this. Okay, this is what we want. So if we call B paths indexed by 3, we should get 2 elements in that map, 4 and 6. Perfect, perfect. This is good. So now we need to call this ABC. Let's call this ABC prime, and this function is going to take our map and it's going to return a bool, which is going to determine whether or not we have more than one element in that array. Oh, sorry, in that map. Size. So maybe instead of doing this, we can do bool, and we can say would this work? And we need to help it a little bit. Maybe the data map, but maybe it can infer the type on its own. Oh yeah. So this is not used. I shouldn't be surprised that I didn't see anything. Let's see, print. So this should return false. Meanwhile, this should return true. So so here we should do something like this. Let's do this. Okay, now all icons are potentially shifting. We'll need to weave that condition into the code. So if size of single row is greater than 1, then this, else that's just a space. Now, this fault also needs to get this. Oh my goodness, sorry. ABC already has that logic in it. So all we do is this. Now we don't need one. This is not what I expected. So the original view looks good, but the preview is not looking good at all. It looks good here. Oh, now it's looking good. Markers only go here. So naturally, all markers will go wrong everywhere, but that's fine. We wanted that marker to be just whatever. Let's decorate it with this. There it is. Okay, I think I'm reasonably happy with this. So let's get the code ready to commit. And during the next session, we can start reasoning a little bit more about when this marker should be given to an icon. So this will require a little bit more introspection into what's coming down the line in the graph. But for now, I think this is good enough. This issue is 109. I'm not updating the README just yet. Is CodeRabbit AI going to intervene? Yes. Let's see what it looks like here. It's not looking very neat. But at the same time, I think this is good enough. Right, so let's allow CodeRabbit AI to do its magic. In the meantime, I thank you very much for your attention during this short session. And next time, I don't know what I'm going to work on next time. If there are no other distractions, we'll try to maybe start looking introspectively into the diagram and maybe starting to reason about which ones of the initially selected icons really will have a good potential to be shifted. We'll see more about that in the next session, though, or future sessions. In the meantime, I wish you all a very good night, and thanks for sticking with me. Bye-bye.